Namaste, everyone. In this discussion, we're going to talk about the days of the week and how we can better align with the natural flow of the earth with the planets. So every day, Monday to Sunday, the days are with the planets, right? And I'm going to share with you the day for Monday, right? What the planet that's for Monday, the planet for Tuesday, the planet for Wednesday, and how we can better align, right, our daily, weekly routine, right, our weekly cycle with the power surges and power activations that are occurring with the planet Earth and the other planets in our solar system, right? So that we can best alchemize our weekly routine and so that we can have the most potency and efficiency throughout our weeks, months, years on planet Earth, right? So that we can get things done. And the days of the week, right, and the planets, when we begin to really get in touch and set intentions for the days of the week, what we're doing is we are allowing spiritual victory, right? We're welcoming spiritual victory, right? We're getting things done when it comes to our evolutionary necessity for this incarnation, right? And the planets, right, and the days of the week, they give us that extra oomph, right? That extra oomph to have that breakthrough, to take that step, to have that healing, right? To gain that insight, right? To build that business, right? To organize your home, right? It gives us that extra oomph, right? So when we begin to organize our week, right, according to the natural organization of the planets, right, we will start to experience more of our power, more spiritual victory in the many areas of ourself. Because in the total well-roundedness of who we are as a person, human being, is very much all of the planets are orbiting around us. So the planets, right, the planets are orbiting us. We're connected to the planet, right? We're connected to the moon, the sun. We're connected to the many phases and cycles and changes that goes on in our solar system. And it very much affects us, right? It activates, it stimulates, right? We even experience withdrawal. We even experience excess heat. We even experience being cooled, or we experience expansion or a higher imagination, or we feel amplified in a certain way, or we feel upgraded in a certain way, right? So every day there is medicine for us in the different areas that make up who we are, right? In the area of the sun, in the area of the moon, in the area of Venus and Mercury and Saturn and so on. All of these planets represent areas of our well-roundedness, because when we think about Earth, right, and the stability of Earth, right, it took a lot, right? We need all these planets in the solar system because it creates a nice equilibrium, right, on this planet, right? All of the planets have a magnetic pull, and the magnetic pull with all these planets gives us a nice equilibrium to have life on Earth, right? So the same thing goes with us. To be a human being and to have that spiritual victory, all of the planets are orbiting us and they're connected to us. And when they change and go through phases and have cycles, and the light of the planet and the dark of the planet, it is all helping us to reach that sort of stability and equilibrium within ourselves. When it comes to Jupiter, which is about expansion of perception, right? Being a teacher, having a teacher, being the masterful student. When it comes to Mercury, right? Our self-psychology, to make sure that our habits and beliefs are up to date, right? When it comes to Mars, right? Our desire, right? The desire, the passion, right? The creativity that we want to establish and build on this planet Earth, right? All of that is is working for I call working for our education, right? We all came here to learn something for our experience. We all came to experience something on earth, and as well as for our service. We all have something we would like to serve, to give to this planet, right? So I'm going to share with you each, right? We're going to go through each day of the week, and I'm going to share with you the medicine offering is what I call it. And you can find this on mamaeartha.blogspot.com if you would like to get if you would like to read, right? If you like to read, which I enjoy reading, so we're going to start with Saturday. Saturday is Saturn Day, the planet Saturn. And the planet Saturn is what we know as the executive mind, right? It's in Capricorn, right? Capricorn is all about, high status, the executive mind. And we think of the executive mind as the supreme mind, the mind that is able to organize many things simultaneously, right? Able to establish and build and to keep everything delegated, everything completed, and everything, right, in a state of being maintained and sustained. So Saturday is actually a day of work, right? We think of Saturn as discipline, right? Structure, getting things done, right? So Saturn is actually a day for productivity. So it's a day if we have projects, endeavors that we really need to, we feel, we really want to complete, or we really want to delegate, or we really want to make a plan, or get a strategy about our world, our finance world, right? Even about when it comes to relocating, when it comes to a new job, which just comes to more like practical things. Saturday is a day to really get real with yourself, because Saturn is like that kind of shock, like it's time to get real with ourselves, right? And that's the day when we've had the meditation, the introspection. There comes a time when you need to execute it, you need to assert it, you actually need to do something, right? You need to do it well, and you need to continue to do it, and you need to perfect it. You need to practice, you need to get really good at it, whatever that is that represents you in your outer world, right? You as a scholar, you as a worker, you as a boss. I call that Saturn as like, the boss, you're credible, you have merit, right? Because you do the thing. You keep up, you keep going, you practice, right? And you become the boss of it, right? So that's what Saturn and Saturday is about, right? For you to really step up and be a boss, right? To step up is to be responsible, take accountability, right? Do what you need to do to delegate, make a plan, strategize, so that you can start to feel more accomplished, right? We don't feel accomplished when we're not getting things done and nothing's complete, and we procrastinate and we delay and we create all kinds of excuses, right? We don't really feel like a boss. We feel like, just things is a loaf and miscellaneous and just kind of floating around, but nothing really feels, accomplished. That feeling of, being achievement. Saturn is about that achievement, right? Wants to feel royal, wants to feel regal. So on Saturday, that's a day where you can participate in an exercise routine. You can sit down and create sort of, maps, right? If you like to do that, right? Or just look at your sort of finance kind of world and kind of get real with that, right? Or when it comes to your career, get real with your career. If you're not vibing with it, you need to get real with what changes do I need to make so that I can have a transition in my job, right? Whatever it is, it's kind of call it get real with yourself. If the relationship you're in and you're just hanging on and it's not working for you, get real with yourself, right? Make the changes, right? That's the kind of Saturn is the boss. Like, okay, we got to make some changes, right? With so that we can start to feel more productive and efficient and start to be more honest, right? It's called the head and shoulders. Get some head and shoulders, right? Right? That's Saturday. So when we look at Sunday is the sun. And the sun, we know the sun, right? The sun's offering, the sun's medicine, right? The medicine offering of the sun is about being radiant. The sun is about radiant. It's about energy. It's about being enthusiastic, right? So this day is really about your self-concept and really getting to the sun, right? We think of the sun as like Leo, right? And Leo has a very positive self-concept, right? When the lioness, right, the lion has a presence that is very captivating. It's mesmerizing, right? It's very, very tough, and it's very discerning, but it's very authentic. So the sun is about really looking at how can we have an authentic self-concept, right? And also it's about really enjoying, right? Enjoying the fruits of your labor. It's really about enjoying your time with yourself, your presence, right? It's like enjoying the recreational activities. I see the sun as like recreational activities where you're at a pottery class, you're at a Hawaiian dance class, you're playing basketball, and you just really feel you're coming alive, right? So Sunday is really like a time where we can come alive, right? Like the lions and the lionesses, there's this feeling of vitality that they have, that they possess, that's so strong. So the Sunday is really about the sun, right? Being vital, right? Being alive, right? In recreational activities, when we're breathing or we're running or we're dancing or we're jumping or we're skipping or we're laughing and we're enjoying our time with people, right? It's like laughter and just, ha ha ha, just like letting it out, like letting it flow, letting it go, like in a very sort of, just enthusiastic, kind of charismatic way, right? It makes us feel alive, right? We get a stronger heartbeat, right? In the sun, when we have a stronger heartbeat, we're more inclined to be authentic, right? Because when we have a strong heartbeat, we're not so fearful. When our heart is weak, we're more inclined to be fearful and close off and shrink and feel small and incapable, and then get in the mood of that and get caught in that and just procrastinate and just kind of just really lose all your energy, right? And then you can't even move and you become stagnant, right? The sun is really about, I feel alive. My heartbeat is strong in this recreational activity, playing basketball. My heart is alive. And therefore I'm more inclined to, right, to be bold, right? To be bold and to be heartfelt and to really express myself, right? Sing with my heart, right? Call the sun is like, express yourself. Express yourself in a way that it brings this this charismatic kind of funk. I call it the funk and jazz and kind of just this groove, and I'm just here in my presence, kind of finding my authenticity, finding my niche, right? Finding what works for me and letting go of what doesn't work for me, so I can be more natural, so I can start to feel just more content, right? The sun is like your star, right? The sun is your star, and like you're bright, you're luminous, you have a star, right? You can make things happen. You give life to the planet, right? You can give life, right? You're a star. See yourself as a bright star. And then Monday is Moon Day, right? So the moon is we consider the matriarch. It's a feminine energy. It represents femininity. And the Moon Day, Mondays, is really a time of relaxation. I kind of see it as the red moon, right? Where if you're a woman, the red moon is your menstrual cycle. If you're a man, you're like, what is that, right? The red moon basically, the Monday is more of like a woman on her menstrual cycle, where it's really a time, can be of hibernation, introspection, a time where you really just let go and you release. Like when a woman is on her menstrual cycle, she's bleeding and she's releasing not just blood, but she's releasing, with that blood, she's also releasing like emotional, right? She's releasing emotional energy, psychological energy, mental energy, right? She's releasing physical energy, and that's why she just wants to sit in bed and sleep all day, right? That kind of thing, because she's going through so much purging and shedding, right? Of so much skin that's just falling off, right? So that's kind of what Monday should be about, really a focus on like relaxation and really focus on taking a spiritual bath, right? Where you just meditate, and you get the sea salt or the Epsom salt, and you get the bubbles, and you just play kind of calm gong music in the background, or crystal bowls, or it's a time where you really meditate. Then not so much physical exercise of push, push, push. It's more so of like, let me meditate. Like, let me just kind of be quiet in my mind, right? Let me be receptive to my intuition. It's a time when your intuition is activated, right? And it's a time to be in a deep care for yourself. We call it a period of self-love, self-care, right? Where you're really spending time alone with yourself in nature, right? Journaling or writing or doing things that really make you feel very calm and that soothe you, and that really sort of open up this soulfulness about you, where you just really feel more like a poet, right? More of a poet, right? More open-minded and available to your tuition and imagination, right? And your dreams, right? It's a very dreamy kind of day, right? And then Tuesday is Mars Day, and Mars is a firecracker, right? So Mars medicine offering on Tuesday is very much about desire. I have a desire to create something, right? I want to be creative. I want to have victory. I want to triumph. And also Mars is hot, right? It makes you feel very driven, like a lot of willpower, where you really want to exercise that day. Like you just want to go like hardcore, like I got this, right? You really want to have breakthrough, right? You may even experience a lot of life force. And also there's this feeling of I gotta stand up for myself, right? I gotta stand out. I have a mission on this earth. Let me claim it. Let me make demands. Let me make promises to myself that I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. I'm going to follow through on my word. That's kind of like Mars. And also Tuesday, Mars Day, really brings up that inner anger, that aggression, also brings up that destroyer in us. So when that Mars comes, when it comes hot and heavy, right? Hot and heavy, like passion, right? Hot and heavy. It brings up also our inner destroyer, where we feel maybe, we have to work through our own self-demise, our own, like, I don't want to be on this planet. We all have that sort of suicidal kind of heaviness, right, in our subconscious, right, because of the many traumas and catastrophes that have happened that have been really, really traumatic for us, right? So a lot of that heat is really about venting. So Tuesday is more venting, not as in like aggression and being aggressive. It's more so venting as in like releasing some of that, like that excess heat, letting it go, like fanning it out, right? Doing an exercise that you can really like get it out, right? Or boxing, right? Or jogging, or something that you can just really feel you get it out, right? That inner anger, that inner destroyer, so that you can really be your inner destroyer, right? Can be more of beneficial to you, meaning you're destroying bad habits, behaviors that really are sucking you dry or draining the hell out of you, right? So Tuesday, what did I say? The Mars Day is really the moon, the medicine offering is really about getting in touch with your instinct and getting in touch with innovation, in the way that you start to really be driven by creativity and a desire to really be your own person, right? Be sovereign, be an individual, right? Have a self-image that really is it, you admire that. You admire yourself, right? And you can't do that if you have all this anger and this bad habit and behavior where you destroy yourself and belittle and tear yourself apart, right? So it's really about facing the ways we tear ourselves apart by really focusing on our creativity and letting the creativity be the sort of dominant sort of drive, rather than getting that hot anger becoming agitated and rageful and vengeful and all these kinds of vindictive things that we can collect in that kind of Mars energy. So it's really about finding your ground, standing up for yourself, and really taking ownership of your life force, and you can lead it in creative, you can leave it in destructive, but take ownership. If you're leading in destructive and you have habits, behaviors, or lifestyle that's really sucking you dry and making you looking like a coward, right? Because Mars can also be about the warrior and the coward, right? And look at ways that you can become more creative and find the balance between the two, right? So that you're not so like in friction and conflict with yourself, right? And that's draining to always be in conflict with yourself and never listen and trust and never be obedient, just be kind of restless with yourself. So it's really conquering your inner restlessness so that you can feel more and more trustworthy within your own kind of self, right? You feel like you're trustworthy. You trust your intuition, you act upon it, you follow through, you obey your word, right? Your word is your lifeline, right? Wednesday is Mercury Day, and Wednesday, right? Mercury, the medicine offering is about really learning something new. So Wednesday is a great opportunity to learn something new or to continue to study, go deeper into what you're already learning. That's expanding your mind. And it's also about self-psychology day, where you can really go deep into your unconscious, your subconscious, and you can really look at things, your beliefs, your ideologies. You can really look at your understanding, your perspective, your relationship and to life, to yourself, to people, and you can really reparent, and you can also reprogram a lot of things. So Wednesday is really a day where you can really reprogram a lot of habits, right? A lot of behaviors that really have you communicating to yourself in a way that is not as effective, or communicating to people that's not effective, right? So it's really about learning how to articulate our heart, right? Learning, because at the end of the day, we really want to reprogram and reparent these subconscious patterns or habits that really don't help us to be more articulative, is that a word, of our true self, right? So Mercury is really about getting that self-psychology, getting that self-hypnosis, so kind of getting that reprogram of our beliefs so that we can really start to experience more freedom in the way we articulate ourselves and really clear away any of the shame, the guilt that's really confining and that's really causing us to think less of ourselves, or to think small of ourselves, right? So that Mercury, that Wednesday is really about looking at your thought patterns, looking at your mind, and really seeing, okay, is my mind my friend? Is my mind my enemy? Am I over analytical, right? And let me go into a meditation, right? Or let me study something, let me learn something new that's really gonna get my mind open, right, to other subjects, right? They're gonna help me to have a better understanding of myself, right? We call it reading a book, right? We call it listening to a lecture, right? Listening to a TED Talk, right? It could be learning a new language, practicing the piano, something that just really moves your mind and gets it out of its sort of resistance or its stubbornness or its sort of fixed belief, right? So that you can have more of a cosmic mind, because Mercury, right, Wednesday is really about, it wants you to have a cosmic mind, not a sort of divided mind where everything's compartmentalized in these boxes that they're kind of caged, right? It's really about having a cosmic mind, a universal mind, or a vast mind, right? So that you can really see self and other. You can really vibrate the cosmos, so that you can really start to channel, right? Channel amazing inventions and ideas and discoveries that want to come through you, right? So you can share, right? Mercury's about how can I better share myself that is relatable, that people understand, and that people really feel they feel the vastness of themselves just through my sharing with them. And then Thursday is Jupiter Day, And Jupiter's medicine offering, right, for Thursday is really about helping you with your prosperity, right? Helping you expand, like really, really expand your aura, really working, expanding your Sachic record, your inner knowledge, and really guiding you towards a teacher, right? A practice, a healing modality that can really help you to enhance your visualization skills so that you can really start to connect, right? Link yourself to a future self, right? Link you to a future version of you that's in destiny, right? So Thursday, the Jupiter day, is really about, I want to fulfill a destiny, right? It's about, I want to clear away the karma of my past lives, my samskaras and my wounds and my sort of tears and fears and anxieties and these kinds of things. I really want to clear away that. I want to expand beyond these limitations and these sort of past life or past sort of memories that are stored within me, and I really want to focus more of a destiny, right? So Jupiter is the most magnetic planet of all the planets, right? Very, very big energy, very big energy, but that energy is really about prosperity and really about how can I create a culture, right, within myself, my lineage, my family, my ancestors, that's very, very masterful in manifestation, in alchemy, in liberation. Right? So Jupiter is really about, let me have the awareness of a liberator. Let me go into the mind of the guru, the wise one, the shaman, the earth angel, right? And let me really have that awareness so that I can be most talented, right? So Jupiter is really a day to focus on the talent. So that day is a day where if you really want to practice like a talent or gift that's really dear to you and very special, and it makes you feel like very, very expansive, or it makes you feel like the wealth of the universe when you practice that talent, do that, right? And Jupiter, Thursday, will really, really support that. It will support any individual who really wants to expand beyond their limitations, their fears, their past life sort of, smallness, and they really want to expand the aura. Jupiter's like, I support you 100%. If you want to expand your aura, I got your back. I will give you the tools. I will give you the technology. I will send you people. I will send you angels. I will send you friends. I will send you allies to help you expand your aura, because I, Jupiter, want you as a human being to be more expansive so that you can be able to hold more energy, so that you can have higher imagination, higher creativity, higher intelligence. Because I see you as Jupiter. I see you as a majestic, masterful, magnificent being. And I want you to be that. And I'll give you the tools, I'll give you the devotion, I'll give you the teacher that will help you to really be, to really be mighty, right? To really be mighty, and to really be a good student, right? So that you can really teach eventually, so that you can really share a mind, a culture that you represent, that's more fruitful, that's more balanced, that has more compassion, and that is prosperous. Like, I want you to have a prosperous lineage, a prosperous family of children, of men and women who are all very much they have a very elegant, graceful and noble mind, right? A noble intelligence, a noble beauty, a noble sort of life energy, right? And then Friday is Venus Day. Venus Day, the Venus medicine offering is luxury, sensuality, and earthy feeling. So Venus is with Taurus, right? And as well as Libra, Taurus, Libra. And Venus, right, we think of Taurus, Libra as very much energies that want to be intimate with life, like intimate with human. Like Libra is like, I want to be intimate with a human, right? I want to be intimate with you. I want to share with you. I want to care for you. I want to find balance with you. I want harmony with you. I want to just experience love with you, like love making and being in a relationship that's most endearing for me and you, right? To find that balance of the scales with you as my lover, right? And Taurus is all about like, I'm self-reliant, right? I'm talented. I know how to make things happen. I'm a manifester, right? I'm very determined, right? I know business. I know how to grow things, right? I know I'm a farmer, right? But I'm also a builder. I can build a business, right? I can grow the land so that the land has, I can grow an orchard, right, on my land that is most profitable, and it is very abundant for my community, right? That gives my community more wealth, right? So that everybody can have, a wealthier sort of community exchange system, right, and currency. And Venus is a day where you really want to focus on like reorganization and cleaning. So Friday is a day like where you really want to like clean your house, and you really want to reorganize your house. You want to focus on feng shui and like, how I can better feng shui my house, right? You really want to focus on how can I clean my mind, right? Through earth, right? It could be you get you go to herbal tea house, right, on Friday afternoon, or you get some flowers and you put the flowers, right, on your table, right? Get some white roses for yourself and the smell of it, right? Or orchids or sunflowers, right? Whatever it is that you feel guided to get, right? It could be you go to the crystal store and you meditate in the beautiful crystal store. There's crystals everywhere, right? You could even go on a walk in botanical gardens on Friday and just feel the lovely flowers, right? It's a really day to feel lovely, right? And it's also, Venus is a day to really practice gratitude and practice thankfulness. So Venus is really a day where you can really connect with your partner and say, I'm grateful for this, that, and the other, and really express that. Because Venus is about love. We call it the Cupid, right? And it's really about having more intimacy with your partner through thankfulness and through gratitude. So it would be a beautiful opportunity to really express to your children or to your spouse, and really have a gratitude list and give it to them, or a gratitude letter, or have your kids write a gratitude letter and they give it to them, the other kids in the family, right? It's really a day of artistry and femininity, right? So artistry, we think of like being in touch with your sensuality, like your body, like in a very sort of, I would say, a very poetic way, in the way that like when you're making pottery, or you're playing the piano, or you're going to listen to the theater, right, the Broadway show, right, of like Fantastic Beasts or something, right, or you going to the beach, or you're taking a little road trip, that's only an hour away or something like that, and you're going to this big nice forest, right, something that it's something that really makes you feel more connected to the earth, and makes you feel more available to what the earth has in store for you, what the earth asks of you, what the earth really wants of you, right, to be, right? So you feel more in tune with your earthy self, your sensual self, your sexual self, and you feel more in tune with an experience of being human, and really feeling beautiful with it, right? Really just feeling really, really beautiful, and being in awe of the earth, and being awe of your children, your husband, yourself, right? So really setting up your day to really be one of magnetism, right? Where you're setting up your day, feng shuiing your house, feng, flowers, right? Focusing on, flowers, going towards flowers, or being in the nature, or listening to something like, something that's beautiful, like watching Tai Chi or Qigong, or really listening to music that is very elegant, in the way that you just feel like you're in this love frequency. It's really about being in the love frequency. So overall, I'm going to share with you what every day of the week is, right? Starting from Monday to Sunday. And I want you to kind of soak it up, meditate upon it, and really ask yourself, how can I better, okay, so, she's told me all this, right? How can I better align, how can I create intentions for every day of the week that best aligns with Monday, Moon Day, Tuesday, Mars Day, Wednesday, so on, right? So every day make an intention that aligns with the planet of the day, right? So that you can really experience a greater power, right, of that area of your life, right? So if you have an intention for deep relaxation, you could put it on the day Monday and really make an intention of I'm going to relax on Monday, right? And Monday being a moon day, it will support that. It'll give you a bigger experience of that, a bigger power of relaxation, because Monday is moon day. It's about relaxing. So it'll support that, right? So Monday, right, your intention, right, should, is self-love, right? Call it moon magic. Tuesday, right, your intention should be, right, creativity, balancing inner destroyer. And that's about, I call it the fire of desire. Wednesday is your intention should be self-psychology. And I call it Mercury language. Thursday, your intention should be activate the future self by visualizing most clearly. And that is what I call Jupiter expansion. Friday should be your intention, listen to the earth by cultivating intuition. And I call that Venus opening. Saturday, your intention should be executive mind of bright ideas. And I call that Saturn arrival. Right? Saturn's like, I arrive. Right? And then Sunday, I call your intention should be self-admiration through bold, fearless living. And that is sun of authenticity. So, for example, Monday, I have an intention that I would like to take a spiritual bath, right? And I want to practice spiritual bath. So I'll make an intention on Monday, I'm going to have a spiritual bath. And Monday being moon magic day, it's going to give me a more power of that, a deeper experience of that. Right? So Tuesday I have an intention that I'm going to be very creative and I'm going to make pottery, right? Because that's something that makes me feel most creative. Tuesday being fire of desire, it's going to give me a deeper experience of making pottery, right? For example, Wednesday, right, I have an intention that I'm going to do this self-hypnosis, this 15-minute self-hypnosis, reprogram the mind meditation, right, before bed. And Wednesday being a Mercury day, right, it's going to give me a deeper experience of reprogramming the mind through self-hypnosis, right? So Thursday, right, I have an intention that I'm going to make a vision board, right? Complete my vision board, right, if I've already started. And Thursday being a Jupiter day, Jupiter's going to give me a deeper experience of my vision board because it's about prosperity, right? So that would be my intention, right? And my intention, let's say for Friday, is my intention is to, put flowers at my altar, right? And Friday being a day of Venus, right, which is beauty, right? That's going to give me a deeper experience of putting flowers by my altar and really looking at my altar with like mandala painting and a Vishnu statue and crystals and geomancy. It's going to feel even a deeper sort of experience of that, right? And my intention for Saturday, it could be like, okay, I've been writing this book and I really want to write like 2 more chapters. Saturday being a Saturn, like you could get it done, executive mind, will give me the power to write those 2 chapters. It'll get me the focus to be able to complete those 2 chapters, right? Or even more, because Saturn is really like, no, you can do more, like you can do better, you can keep going, you can do much, right? And my intention for Sunday, right, is, let's say I really want to have I want to feel more alive, and I want to do something like an activity or recreational activity or something, right, in the community like a jazz club, or an 80s party, right? That makes me feel really alive and really like, hello everyone, right? Sunday being, right, a day of authenticity, that would really support that, give you a deeper experience of that, right? So I'm just giving you examples of how I set up my intentions for every day. So I ask myself Monday through Sunday, according to the planets of each day, right? My intention for Monday, being a moon day, is to relax. My intention for Tuesday, being a day of creativity, is to create. My intention for Wednesday, being a Mercury day, is to, reprogram the mind. My intention for Thursday, being a Jupiter day, is to really visualize and project and to manifest, right? Manifest in my mind, right? Most clearly. My intention for Friday, being a Venus day, is to really focus on beauty and being in my sensuality and really being in pleasure, like feeling luxurious and feeling very wealthy in who I am as a person, right? And Saturday, being a Saturn day, my intention is to complete tasks and to get things done and to make a plan and to do what I say I'm going to do. And then Sunday, being a Sunday, my intention is I'm going to make bold, sort of fearless moves that are going to open me up and get me out of my comfort zone, where I can feel more alive and feel more capable of being radiant and authentic, right? So this is just all kind of intentions, right, that you can create. And the reason I share with you this is because you can have we call it a more refined week, right? A daily week, or not daily, a weekly cycle, right? Where you can start to feel more of an alchemist. Like every day you should feel like you're alchemizing something. It shouldn't feel like blah, blah, blah. It should feel like Monday, okay, I'm alchemizing my emotional body by taking a spiritual bath. Tuesday, right, I'm alchemizing my desires, right, that I have burning inside me by creating, right? Wednesday, I'm alchemizing my desire or my want to reprogram the mind in the childhood issue, right? So I do that, right? Thursday, or I desire, or I have I want to better connect with my future self, or work on a prosperity for myself, right? I can do that, right? So really, I want alchemize. I want you to alchemize. Like Thursday, alchemize prosperity to the fullest extent. Friday, alchemize beauty to the fullest. Saturn, alchemize, discipline and getting things done to the fullest extent. Alchemize Sunday, right? Being in your sun, your radiance, really being like bold, right? To the fullest extent, right? Your weekly cycle should not be blah, blah, blah. It should be like, I've alchemized this. I've alchemized that. I've alchemized this. I'm alchemizing the patriarch. I'm alchemizing the matriarch by really setting up every day to, even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's 10 minutes, even if it's just buying flowers, even if it's just cleaning your house, even if it's doing a 15-minute self-psychology meditation, right? Even if it's just writing a piano song that took you like maybe 5 minutes, right? Something that really makes you feel like, oh yes, I've alchemized something within me, right? I've shifted, I've transformed, I've healed, I've balanced, I've stabilized, I've opened, I've ended, I've released something inside of me. Every single day you should be releasing, transforming, shifting, aligning, bettering something within you. And this kind of sort of setup can help you to better get in touch with the areas that you need to alchemize. When it comes to the moon, when it comes to Jupiter, when it comes to Venus, Mercury, right? We know we have other planets, but these are the planets that we're talking about for this week, right? In our weekly kind of cycle, right? That we're deep in. We're deep in this weekly cycle. We go through this weekly cycle thousands of times until we die, right? Right? And this is very, very prevalent. It's very prominent. So let us use this cycle to our best advantage, and let us get in a cycle that is going to give us the most energy, the deepest experience of our power to manifest, and our power to alchemize, and our power to really be in what I call earth, right? Be in our earth power, our earth divinity, and our earth ability to really make things happen. Because at the end of the day, all of this astrology that I'm sharing with you is just about you want to get things done. And this will help you to get things done in a way where you're balanced and you're well-rounded and you feel stable and you feel like you're doing the thing, you're true to your word, but then you're visualizing, you're reprogramming, you're listening to your emotions, you're becoming more intuitive. All of that makes you well-rounded, right? And that's kind of what we want to experience. We want to have a deeper experience of our well-roundedness as a human, not our imbalance. And we can have lifetimes of imbalance, insecurity, doubt, fear, rage, vengeance, injustice. We can have so much of that, but really that doesn't really get us anywhere. That is really that really gets us to what the education, the experience, and the service that really fills us, right? We're not here to have blah 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 and the injustice and then all that kind of imbalance and insecurity that just really makes us feel like blah and very bored, right? We're meant to, as a human being, step into the natural rhythm, right? When we're in a natural rhythm as our, in our earth power as a human being, we are a lot more soulful, we're a lot more masterful, we're a lot more dedicated to right, our spiritual victory, and we just feel a lot more incarnationally complete, rather than a lot of people are not complete. They have blah blah blah, bored, and they're just kind of miscellaneous and random. Lost souls, there's a lot of lost souls. And this can help us to have that sort of incarnational completion where we can complete many areas in astrology, many areas of what makes up the total self in just a week, just through putting an intention that's aligned with the earth and the natural cycle of earth from Monday to Sunday, right? So I'm going to leave you guys with this. So Satnam.